Welcome to the future of social networking and the home of Africa's very first Web3 social networking platform, the Rolliit. And we are going to be talking about Africa's very first next gen social networking platform. We know of what Rolliit is and what it is all about. Now we are taking you into the future, how social networking is looking like in the very near future. Technology is forcing us to move. It is forcing us to revolutionize how we interact, how we socialize in our digital spaces. And Rolliit is taking the lead in Africa to get ourselves right in front of the queue and position ourselves to be the leader in the social networking space. Yes, welcome to Rolliit's first Web3 social network, Africa's very first. We are deep in the technology rush. We are deep in the digital rush. Everybody's rushing in to get into the digital spaces, and we have Rolliit as our gateway to our metaverse, the Rolliverse. What does that entail? Well, we are now at the convergence of the physical and the digital worlds, where now human insight and artificial intelligence create this virtual layer over our physical world. So we have to enhance how we do gamification, how we digitalize our sports industries, our automobile, our energy, our tourism, our entertainment, our business space altogether. We are losing jobs, we are losing businesses over to the digital spaces, and we need to be in the front, right there, positioning ourselves so that we can create in the digital spaces what we are losing or what we have lost in our physical spaces. We cannot help it. That's what a revolution is all about. It is a forced change. We see ourselves forced to change. We have no option because technology is not asking for permission from us to engage. We have to catch up, or we have to create and position ourselves to be right there in front when everybody else is rushing in. And why Web3? Why all the buzz about Web3? What's so special about Web3? And what is this Web3? Well, we need to understand. We have talked so much in our previous presentations about the port of entry, and this being part of the major role of what a port of entry needs to play. Because a port of entry is where things come in, whether it's goods or people in and out of a country, crossing the borders. And right now, the borders are being crossed digitally, no longer just physically. So we need to safeguard that space, and we need to make sure that it's protected, it's safe and secure, and it is at a space where now people can fit in and continue doing business as usual. So you're not left behind, or you don't lose out on the benefits of being in the Web3 space. So our social network, Rolliit, therefore serves as that port of entry for our metaverse. And it is with this understanding that we are currently upgrading to Web3 so that it can be purely secure and it can function on the blockchain technology. Now, let's just take you into what Web3 is. But before we talk about Web3, let's just briefly explain what Web1 is. I'll just give an example. The examples of Web1 is the websites, the emails. And one of the websites that Mark Zuckerberg came in back in 2004 when he introduced a website that was just a repository, basically more of a directory or an address book for students, where they would just put their profiles of their faces and their addresses where they stay. That's why he named it Facebook. And that was Web1 because it was a one-way communication, where now the communication is just a read only. You get this website, static website, where it's just information that you go through. There's no interaction here. And that time, or that era of Web 1, which is the first generation of the internet, it only lasted between 1990 and 2004. Now we went over to the second version or second generation of the internet, which was called now Web 2. The examples still Facebook. Facebook was one of the first pioneers in the Web2 space, where now they migrated from just being an address book to being a social platform where people now can have a two-way communication. We have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have crypto. Those form part of Web 2, which was also at the same time where the fourth industrial revolution came in. The fourth industrial revolution was formed or was informed by the coming into this digital space of these platforms like your crypto. And now that's when we saw a two-way communication where people can interact at the same time or instantly or in real time, where now we see business. There was a business revolution where there was an exodus of businesses from physical world into the internet or digital world. That's where it started. That's where now businesses started moving. That's where we saw now businesses having Facebook pages where you have your business on your social network space and you can interact with your customers and build that integrity and communication with your market or with your customers. And the focus now moved from just content delivery network away into now interactive delivery network, where now you can be able to interact. And also that period or that era, it lasted between 2004 and 2016. And from 2016, that's where now we got into the third generation of the internet, which is called the Web3. And that's where we are now. That's where most of the businesses are still trying to migrate into. That is still in the process. So what are the examples of the Web3? That's where now we saw the introduction of the NFTs. We saw now the introduction of the digital tokens. We saw the introduction of the DAOs, which is the decentralized association, is it decentralized organization, of people living in these digital spaces, and they have a decentralized kind of governance. And we have also now an introduction of the metaverse, which is built on the Web3. But now, what is Web3 besides this example? It's the third generation of the internet, or it's a new internet era. And it's now a multi communication where there is a communication of all these different types of people at the same time. Actually, basically, the Web3 is more of convergence, where physical meets the digital worlds, and where you can be able to access and control your own data, and you can manage your own data. So everything here is managed, governed by the blockchain technology. So basically that's what Web3 means. It means the use of the blockchain technology to track and trace your digital businesses and whatever it is that you do online and digitally, and to make sure that the physical and the digital worlds meet. So it enhances your experience. And that's why now it becomes easier for you to get into the metaverse, because it is built for such. So when we say we are migrating and upgrading, that's what we mean. So we are currently now developing Africa's first Web3 social networking platform, and you want to be part of that. So we are currently upgrading to the Web3 platform, where now we are going to be able to get into the metaverse, because getting into the metaverse is imminent. We cannot run away from it. It's a game-changing gateway into this interactive social world that we want to be part of, where we will be creating digital twin experiences or photorealistic experiences, from avatars to shopping. Everything is going to be 3D. It's going to be very interesting. It's more like gaming. We are gamifying the physical world and enhancing it to be more livable, you know. So in the Web3 Rolliit social network will be creating opportunities for user centric platforms, where platforms are built using the blockchain technology that gives users an opportunity to engage with the real world in a very convenient and secure way, where they can also make use of your NFTs, your native virtual currencies like your Rolly bugs, where they can create income and revenue from the value of having users or followers. So influencers will be able to partner with their followers in a win-win situation. So, indeed, our future is phy-gital. That's where we're going. And, we are really ushering now into the fifth industrial revolution, and Metaverse is forcing us to get into that fifth industrial revolution. We are at that era of convergence. There's no way we can really run away from that. Now, what are the benefits of this kind of a social networking platform? We are going to cover just a few benefits. So now this is a space where the Rolliit platform will give you the power to bring your memories to life using your avatars, using your NFTs. You can create your digital twin using the platforms, your digital avatars. They can interact with other avatars that are in the game. So think of a space where you are having a Facebook account or a Rollit account. And for now, just make an example of Facebook because that's what you're actually more familiar with. So think of yourself as you are in this Facebook account, and now your profiles are turned into avatars. So you no longer have a profile, now you have an avatar, a walking, talking avatar that you can see. And now instead of having your account, you are having a virtual house with virtual furniture inside. You can move yourself in the furniture. You can see yourself knocking. You can see people knocking into your virtual house. You're watching TV here. You're doing all the normal things you would do in a real world, but you're doing them virtually in this 3D space. That's basically what a metaverse means. And that is what we are creating, all those kind of experiences, from shopping, communication, social, everything is going to be in this 3D space. So now look at this picture. This is an avatar. So instead of having your picture, your static picture, you can create your picture and make it an avatar and have it move, talk. So basically that's the world we are moving into now, the web of Web3. So let's say now this is on your left is the real person, and on your right you take your picture, put it in your metaverse account, and you can turn it into an avatar and make it wear anything you want it to wear. So now you are kind of creating authenticity around yourself, around your digital twin or your digital avatar, and you can be originally yourself. And what you see here are not real people. Those are not real furnitures and all of that. It's people, it's 3D digital twins of people in the metaverse. They can move, they can do whatever, and they can watch themselves doing all those things. They can transform their profile into a photorealistic property where you feel like you're in a real space, in a physical space, whereas you are in that space digitally. And your Rolliit City Mega Mall, we are going to move from marketplaces now, from virtual marketplaces into 3D shopping experience, where if you're going into a mall, let me just make an example of a mall that you might know, Mall of Africa. Let's now say we have a digital twin of Mall of Africa. So you get into this Mall of Africa as your avatar. You go through shop to shop. You can see like everything. You can touch digitally. And so now this is where now the future of virtual shopping moves into 3D in the metaverse space. And that's where now we are replacing the marketplaces with virtual malls, 3D malls. All of that is happening in the metaverse, in the Web3. So Web3 is making it possible that we can do shopping, like that. And it's going to be much beautiful when you go to the real physical mall, because as you navigate through those shops, you can see that you are familiar with this place because you've been in this place before, virtually or digitally in the metaverse. So that's why we're saying we are enhancing real life in a digital space. That's basically the metaverse. We don't want to use our metaverse as a space where you create fairy tales, where you create just dreams. And we want to move away from an experience where now people get depressed because now they want to be living in this space, and now when they get out of it into the real world they feel depressed, and we don't want to create that kind of a situation. So we want to we want you to escape into the virtual world so that you can enhance what you are doing physically, and not to escape from the physical world. So in the metaverse space or the Web3 social networking, we will be able to use the NFTs now, where we use them as a currency and a revenue to monetize our virtual assets and earn from all those interactions, in a virtual currency and in app. So what is coming? What is coming is the sports metaverse. Wait a minute. Okay, it doesn't want to come here. Let me see if I can click on that. Yeah. So we are going to be having the virtual experiences where now we're having virtual gatherings in app where you can actually see, I think just picture this scenario where now there is a live performance and you can't attend it, and now instead of being present live in that concert in a physical form, you can get into your profile and attend the event virtually. But now, as you attend the event, you will see your avatar in that space, sitting next to the people who are watching the live. And afterwards, you can be able to interact with the performers backstage, like you are sitting in one room. That's the experience that our metaverse is going to create. So, whether you are in that space or not, it will feel like you were there. Like watching a movie, you can all watch a movie from different spaces, but you will all be sitting virtually in the cinema, and you can actually see a person who's sitting next to you in a virtual chair while you are sitting in your room. That's the kind of experience that we will be bringing to you. Very exciting stuff, and I cannot wait for us to really finish with the upgrading so that we can get into that metaverse. So that's why we're saying we are enhancing real life. We are not replacing real life. So we are making it easier for you to live your life. So you don't have to panic and stress if you cannot go and attend an event in Johannesburg and you're in Cape Town. So while you're in Cape Town, you would feel like you are in Johannesburg live there. So you can attend the live and global events where you feel you are part of that. So whoever now is in the event, if they can log in, they will actually see you. They will see their avatar. You can talk, like you're talking in real life. Basically, that's the kind of an experience we'll be bringing you when we have upgraded. But now, what's coming up in our metaverse? It's a sports metaverse. We want to gamify the sports space or the sports industry, where you are able to see people or teams playing a virtual match. For example, you will be able to play in one game when you are in your different rooms, your physical rooms, but you are playing in this virtual field, kicking the ball virtually, and you can play against another team. So that's the kind of the metaverse that we are bringing to you. I will just make an example. Let's make an example now. Let's say here's Benny McCarthy and Cristiano Ronaldo, they both have teams where they can pick up fans from their followers and they play with them. So Cristiano Ronaldo is playing wherever, whether in England, and Benny McCarthy in England, and is playing with each one of you scattered around the world, but you are in one match. And we are also spectators sitting in this virtual stadium where we are watching these players play. We are all in our living rooms or we are in our bedrooms, but we are all in our rooms, basically. But when we enter into this metaverse, it feels like we are all in this one space together. And that's basically what we will be introducing, because Benny McCarthy, if you're from South Africa or anywhere in the world, you would know that he is now the coach of the Manchester United. And he is also one of the co-founders of this Rolliit and Rolliverse. And that is why when it is fully established, he is going to bring in his expertise. He's going to do the virtual coaching, the virtual training. We are going to be having fun in this metaverse. So we want to build it together and make sure that it serves not only Africa, but it serves the world. We want to pioneer in this space where we are in the forefront of technologies, we are in the forefront of everything, so where we are hosting these coaching, live immersive coaching experiences, live and global Q&A sessions after the live events, all of this happening in the photorealistic digital twin avatars of real humans and real users. How beautiful that will be. That is what is coming, and I cannot wait for us to start introducing the sports metaverse. And this is not only going to be for football, but it's going to be for rugby, for every other kind of sport. Now that you can imagine, we will host all those influencers, all those celebrities, sports athletes, where if they want to have a rugby match, then we can organize and they can play it with their friends wherever they are. So it's going to be massive, 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 where we are having the sports arena, and we can host other events as well, digitally and virtually. So that is the kind of space we are taking. We are taking our social networking platform to be in the space where now we are creating value for life, and we are enhancing our lives, creating opportunities. All these opportunities that are lost in the physical world, we are going to regain all of them and even make it better. We are going to make all life better, the shopping experience, the gaming experience, the social experience, all of that, we are going to make it better. And the automobile industry as well. Rolliit is a subsidiary of Mandroli Holdings, and Mandroli has another subsidiary, which is Mandroli Auto, which is the electric vehicle company. And Mandroli also is going to have its own car video game that's going to be telling real life stories of our people through games, virtual games, where it will be promoting the virtual tourism, because now we will be using the digital twin of the earth locations. If we are having a video, a car racing game, it will be on the actual streets that you and I are familiar with. So if we're having now this, for example, now we are going to be hosting this car video game called Grand Rolly. Grand Rolly is going to be talking or telling a story of Nelson Mandela's life from birth to death through a video game. And as you move through those streets, from where he was born in Vezo to where he was imprisoned at Robben Island to where he was made president in the Union Buildings in Pretoria to where he had his home or house in Houghton and Ekunu to where he was laid to rest. You will be driving, racing on the actual roads, so that if you are from another country and you come to South Africa, when you go to those roads in person, you will be familiar with them because you have driven on those roads before, you know them. So we will be promoting virtual tourism through our metaverse. So there's going to be a whole lot of activities that we will be introducing, enhancing real life. You will be able to buy virtual land, which is a digital twin of the land that is here. And now we will, by doing that, we will be enhancing the life. Let me just make an example. Now, Rolliverse has a partnership, for example, with, say, Mall of Africa, and when we have partnership with the Mall of Africa, we will also have partnership with the shop owners, with the brand owners as well, like your Puma and your other brand owners, so that when you go now, when your avatar goes to Mall of Africa Edgar store, when you see this T-shirt, you can buy the T-shirt there virtually, and it can be delivered into your house. So now you are enhancing your shopping experience somehow. And now you can dress your avatar in anything. You buy your Puma T-shirt for 60 cents or for 50 cents, and there is a revenue created now for the shop owner, for the brand owner, for yourself as well. So it's a beautiful game like life that is enhancing your real life um, experience. So when we're talking of a metaverse, that's the level of a metaverse we are talking about. And we haven't seen anything like that so far, where the manufacturing companies will be able to manufacture from their homes through the metaverse. How beautiful will that? So we're going to be creating, enhancing life in every industry. And we are going to make the energy at the center of our metaverse, because it is the energy that is the center of every industry. For example, through our metaverse, we will be able to have the power stations in the metaverse, where people are able to see when the power is generated, when the power is transmitted, when the power is distributed, when the power is used, collecting all that data in real life. So now you will be able to track energy from source to where it is used by the end users. And we will be able to create data using the AI as well, and to create this massive, massive experience. So there is a huge lot of work that will be done. We will be able to partner with our governments, our municipalities. We will be partnering with our real estate agents, property owners, where we will be enhancing their architecture of their homes, of their places. So there's a lot that we're going to. So lastly, before I move over, I want to introduce you now to the partners, the team behind the Rolliit Network. We have Mr. Percy Adams, who is a co-founder and a partner. We have Tammy Mase, who is the founder of the Rolliit and the Mandroli brand. And we have Benny McCarthy, who is also a partner in the Rolliit team, who is going to play an active role when our metaverse is fully established, where he will be bringing in now these sport teams and arranging and facilitating the virtual games. So it's going to be a beautiful experience, and welcome to our world, and we cannot wait to build it with you into the next future of our digital spaces and our virtual world. Thank you.